Hello guys, hello! My name is Joe and today I will try to explain to you Myq Kaplan Salvia trip. I will try to explain to you what has been happening during this trip spiritually. But before we do that, I just want to say I'm truly grateful for everybody who follows and subscribes to this channel. I love you guys. I love you all, my true believers, the true believers of this channel. And if you want to join our small little community, you can easily do so. All you have to do is just smash that subscribe button. Just smash that subscribe button. That's all you have to do, guys. Join in. Join the true believers right now. And without further delays, I'll just grab my headphones. We will watch a tiny short little video clip and then I will make sure to comment on it.
Here's a story about a time that I did Salvia. It was legal and maybe still is, and that doesn't make any sense. It was actually on a live podcast, and they were like, we have a bong full of Salvia. And I was like, I'll put legal Salvia into my legal body. Everything's totally legal, fine. And sincerely, I didn't know what it was exactly. How hallucinogenic could it be? Like, I'd done mushrooms before, and for mushrooms, I would, at the best, be like, oh, we're all one. And I took Salvia into my body, and then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm all alone. It's almost the same word, but I was just like, and not just alone, but almost like I felt like I melted into and as everything. And it was like I was waking up from the dream of this reality, this physical realm, into like the everything that was actually true. When I've done mushrooms, sometimes you're like, oh, the ceiling is a little wavy, but you're like, there's a ceiling and it's wavy. But with this, I was like, oh, the waviness is a little everything. Like everything that was in my line of sight. Like I remember looking at something that was on the wall and just being like, I didn't know what a shape was, but there were shapes. I didn't know what colors were, but there were color. I guess I did have the concept of color, because I remember I was like, oh, I remember back when I was on the green planet and then also the red planet. Like, I'm like, am I on the red planet now? Am I on a planet now? It felt like, I don't want to be too grandiose about it. I'm not saying that I was God, because I certainly wasn't if God is all-knowing, then I definitely wasn't, because I definitely didn't. But I was like, I felt like a lonely God. Maybe, the idea, maybe there was, before the Big Bang, before Let There Be Light, just just one lonely God. Here's the thing that I remember specifically. I felt like when I moved what was or must have been or seemed like my body, when I moved my body, at every different angle, I felt like a different member of my family. I was like, here's me, and now I move back slightly, and here's my mom, and I move back slightly, and here's my grandmother. At the time, it just seemed like, oh no, I'm my mom, and I'm my grandmother, and I'm alone, and I'm an accordion, and I'm not on the planet that I thought I was anymore. Oh God. And then eventually, the shapes that I didn't know were shapes, and the colors that I didn't know were colors started to refocus, and I came back, and I was like, oh wow, I'm in the room that I was in that I thought wasn't real and maybe isn't, but thank goodness it seems like it is. And I was like, and the girl that I was seeing was there at the time, and I think I said to her, will you marry me? Because I wanted to be connected. I'm like, you're another person, let's be together forever. And she was confused and we didn't get married.
Now I just want to say that many people sometimes feel like that they are gods while being during a psychedelic experience. I would assume that is because inside of your body is a soul that decided to incarnate in our 3D reality, and I would assume that this soul is a greater part. It is a smaller, tiny part of a sort of like a spirit, and your spirit is a tiny, small part of God itself. God that is sort of omnipresent, and in a sense you are just a tiny little part of God, and everyone and everything around you is simultaneously also a tiny part of God. At least that it is believed to be so. And during the psychedelic experience, you might have felt like you are much, much closer to God, like energetically you are God, like you are interconnected with everything around you and with all of your ancestry, with all of your family. That is because obviously we are all interconnected in God. We are all tiny little parts of God, and so you might have felt your soul truly, strongly inside of yourself, and thus feeling more connected to God. Now, as the psychedelics started to wear off, your soul went back into your body. You recognized the room that you were obviously in our 3D reality. Obviously, your body never left. You were still in the room, present. Only your soul temporarily left. And so as the psychedelic started to wear off, you were back into your body. You were present in the room. And now I just want to say that proposing right after coming down is a wild story. I would assume that from the words that have been used, words like current partner, I would assume that you are no longer together, so I would assume that it didn't work out. But nevertheless, that's what makes a great story to be a great story. That's what makes a wild story to be a one. So I would assume it must have been quite exciting, maybe a little bit embarrassing and cringy at the time, but a funny story now. Definitely looking back, years pass and everything becomes a funny story, especially if you have a courage to tell it. So yes, definitely it's a wild one, really fun one, I would assume. And yeah, I just wanna say, guys, without any further delays, I have to tell you a tiny little secret. A tiny little secret, just a small little secret that to share with you guys. You might be surprised by this, but I'm not just a content creator. I'm not just creating videos. I actually am a writer too. I write a blog, such an amazing, unique blog full of esoteric and mysticism. Guys, you will definitely love this blog. There is so much fun. There is so much trips like these, psychedelic experiences, being already explained. So you will find so much fun over there. So definitely make sure to check it out. Also, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to smash that like button. Especially, guys, if you haven't done so yet. Guys, make sure to do that right now. I'm watching you. Do it right now. Do it right now, guys. Also, make sure to check out the video here. Make sure to check out the video there and everywhere. Guys, I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.